The singles Ultimate Schmoedown might be just around the corner, but that doesn't mean we can't get a pair of new players into the singles division before that tournament starts. And that's the case today, as we have Rachel Silverstrini and Paul Preston. These two players are obviously no stranger to Schmoedown. In fact, these two players have actually played one another with their respective teams of Inky and the Brain and Movie Guys. So it's kind of fitting that their singles debut matches will be against one another. But who's going to come out on top? Well, let's find out now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Welcome back. Okay, so let's start off with a very small disclaimer before we get into the actual reaction. If at any point you see, a pair of hands, reach off screen and start choking and strangling me, well, don't worry. That's just, the Addams family, just trying to take and make me suffer. And by the Addams family, I mean Robert and Chris Addams, the Cinefanatics, for my countless, endless, non-stop, poking the bear of the My Little Pony references in the last video. I was fairly certain that's not what it meant, but I'm JTH, and JTH's got to have a little bit of fun. And I think it's only fair. I only make fun of myself 20 bazillion times every single video. I think I can, have a little fun at some other people. So, but at the same time, it raised awareness for what his MLP initials actually stood for. So I think it's a big thumbs up to know. So JTH can be thanked later, or not at all. So moving on to the actual video itself. Rachel Silverstrini and Paul Preston, as I mentioned, these two are obviously no strangers to the Schmoedown game or to each other. They've played each other in the past. Inky and the Brain came out on top in that match, to kind of the surprise of some people, and both appeared at the free-for-all as well. So they kind of have a little bit of experience playing for themselves in that free-for-all atmosphere, but when the chips are down and you're actually in the actual singles division one-on-one head-to-head, it's going to be interesting to see who will come out on top here. Overall, I'm just looking forward to this match in general. I think this is going to be pretty fun and entertaining and exciting. Not every match has to have, the die-hard stakes and emotional investment. Sometimes it's just best to kick back and have a little bit of fun and enjoyment. And I think this match will do just that. So without further ado, let's get the headphones on and let's react to this match in 3, 2, and 1. The Movie Guys.
Okay, we lost our first match against Inky and the Brain, but listen, that's not the end.
Kind of like I just said.
We're not going anywhere, and that is a fact, all right? I don't care if you're Inky and the Brain, Anna Brainiacs, the Looney Goons. You can make up a name that's slightly like a famous cartoon series all you want, but we're coming back, and it starts with me, because fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. Listen,
thanks, George W. They used the George W. that I just said in the last reaction.
Oh, God. He's going full fort.
Go away.
Adam,
go back and watch that reaction. I did the exact same George W. quote.
Bro?
Hey.
Bro.
Listen.
Sorry, bro.
Listen, don't be down. We lost, all right?
Yeah.
This week, I've got a match against Rachel.
Rachel? She's a wrecking machine. She'll murder you, Rock.
No, the other Rachel.
Oh.
Because revenge will be ours, all right? And I'm taking this match on behalf of the Movie Guys, planting us firmly back in the Schmoedown.
Thanks, Paul. I'm glad you came here and got me out of my funk. Let's go do it.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Almost as good of a gesture as. I missed it. Ah! Crap. Too busy doing a goofy man's high five gesture. Hello, Mark. Hello, Ken. Half the gang's here, but I'm sure the full gang's there. And you are looking live from... It's gone. Oh, well. There's always next year.
I love this when you have... You got some feisty upstarts competing for a spot in the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament. We have Rachel, the Shining Star. Silverstrini is taking
A
on
new ring name.
Now, it may be their singles debut, but they are no strangers to the movie Trivia Schmoedown universe as their teams
I feel like I said that too.
Taking the W over.
Do you guys just read my mind and then go back in time 3 weeks and then just use all the words and the lyrics and phrases that I use?
The movie guys came out strong.
Who knows?
Really kind of know, they know their stuff. They're the movie guys. You know, Paul kind of hosts and competes in regular movie trivia contests around the greater Los Angeles area.
He goes to bars, does a shot of whiskey. You think he's drunk, then he's got you.
He's got you. And so it was kind of a come from behind.
I don't know what whiskey is.
And I think that got into
I don't even know if it's with EY or Y.
I think when things get into cross,
Half people
you've
think
got
one thing.
problems,
I
you've
did dip.
always revenge.
Oh, got a ticker.
Now, you see a doctor for something like that.
JTH
Or
doesn't know how to spell
you
whiskey.
should maybe have a
Yes,
rubber
thank you,
match where
Ticker.
it's singles instead of
I'm
teams,
sad
and
now.
that's exactly what we have here today. Rachel, the Shining Star Silverstrini. Now, I, of course, call her the Shining Star because her mom makes the best brownies on the face of the earth. No pot needed, kids. Don't do drugs.
Oh, I was getting ready to
She
ask.
comes into the
Weed?
Trivia Schmoedown. She's
Nope.
been a big fan. She's been a big supporter. She really helps us around the studio. And then when she steps up in front of the white hot spotlight of the competition aspect, she brings her A game. She knows a lot about a lot of different movie trivia categories. I think Paul Preston, what we're looking for with him today, what is your breadth of knowledge in the world of cinema?
Absolutely. Wait a minute. Rachel's mom, those brownies we had in San Francisco, I had 7 of those backstage.
Yes, you did.
They were good.
They were delicious. Big fan of the
brownies.
But what a memory of mine.
Clan.
Oh,
well, if Ken is still recouping from his brownie losses, we are going to move on.
I remember that great trivia event I had. Didn't do worth crap, but damn, the brownies were great.
So we played the family, Inky and the Brain did, and we did really well.
You guys were so close to knocking off the family.
Somebody who likes to be entertained when we call these matches, Inky and the Brain, one of my new favorite squads.
But it really got me thinking. I've been considering it for a long time. I've kind of been talking to Christian and Sam about competing in the singles, and now it's my chance, and they found Paul for me.
Hey, Paul Preston here from the movie
What a
guys.
shock.
You may remember we had a match against Inky and the Brain a little while back in. We didn't come out on top of that. It was a rough match.
The movie guys, look, they got to hold their heads up there, Rachel. 23 points, nothing to shout about it.
Absolutely.
It looks like they're going to be around for a bit.
I guess he's a little, what's the word?
It's funny that Ken was wearing that
He
shirt because I
lost
gotta
after his
say
perfect
something
first
about
round,
that.
So now I guess I have to beat him again for a chance to get into the singles tournament. Paul, you're going down.
Paul is having a great showing.
Great start.
All right, I had a perfect first round. You may remember, finally I'm getting my chance, so I'm glad they called me back eventually. And today I'm taking on Rachel Silvestrini. I think she was the Brain in Inky and the Brains, or maybe it was Devon, I can't remember.
And your winner.
Today I'm going to avenge the movie guys with a match against Rachel. I feel like an Avenger. I'm going to avenge the team. I'm Bruce Banner, Edward Norton, all right? I'm not Ang Lee, though. You won't like me when I'm Ang Lee.
I've dealt with bros before. His whole antic of bringing on his protein powder and drinking his protein shakes during his match doesn't faze me. Bring your worst.
Like, I know
Theodore
Rachel's really big
Roosevelt,
on Disney, so I
potato
kept myself
chip.
by watching all the big Disney movies. Chicken Little, the classics, Meet the Robinsons. Look, last time we were here, I said we kick open the door and we make a path for ourselves wherever we're headed. Maybe the team's title's a little further off, but a singles title, I'm moving towards it. She's in the way, all right? So we're going to knock over Rachel and move on to the next thing. It's like Oscar winner J.K. Simmons said, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Rachel, you're next.
We are farmers. Boom, 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 boom. It took me a minute to get that. Because I was like, what movie is that from? Oh, wait, it's not a movie. Paul Preston sounds a lot like Mr. Kennedy / Mr. Anderson, if you ever listen to Kennedy Anderson talk.
Who desperately want more matches, sure.
He has that
But
very
when you
low,
look at the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament,
vocal.
How do you see this one
You
Very
know what?
prominent.
It's a tough call. I would not write any of these competitors off, or each of these
Gonna
competitors
get a lot of
off.
questions right
For
for
Mr. years and around this business, we've crossed paths
Preston.
after podcasts, and I know he knows his stuff.
Preston.
Put aside this kind of emotion, this vengeance, this looking for the man in black like he's Inigo Montoya or something like that. I don't want that to take him out of.
You made me lose. Prepare to die.
Paul doing? Are you guys running into each other? You guys giving each other
We're pirates. We're actually pirates.
Don't worry,
We,
that wasn't
we
Robert
run
or
on the
Chris.
high seas together. In
Crisis
Burbank,
avoided.
Yeah.
Bit of a announcer clash coming. You're kind of in Preston's corner. I'm kind of in Silverstrini's corner. Thanks once again to those delicious brownies that her mom makes. Ken, what are the strengths of these?
Oh, them brownies must be good. We've gotten 5 plugs about them already.
But, I
Hot
know
dang.
80s and kind of comedies are there as well. We'll see if that factors in today. On Rachel's side, Disney and rom-coms. Disney and rom-coms. Most rom-coms, you go to a theme park on a date, so it kind of crosses over. Get it? I'll leave.
Right, well, Ken sees himself
And
out.
comedies wasn't even a category mentioned.
Stick around and enjoy the match with me. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Then it's time for the movie
Trivia Schmoedown. You almost said it while I still was drinking a fine, tasty beverage.
Making their singles debut, and I defer to the one, the only, the Burbank Pirate.
Introducing first.
They're a Class A team, affiliate of the Dodgers. All right. Introducing first. Representing the movie guy, making his singles division debut. Here is Paul Preston.
Still not a fan of this song. The Powder Keg.
Look at Adam giving an introduction.
Paul's here for protein powder. Look at this.
Wait, what random answer are they gonna put down?
Boy, protein powder a la LeBron James.
Yes.
Getting on some of the equipment here in the studio.
Yeah, we're
wearing a Martin Cove honoring shirt.
You're the hunter from the future. That's the answer, gentlemen.
Incorrect. That's not the
But-
answer. The game hasn't
Yep,
begun.
yep, random
It has
answer.
not begun yet.
Kawhi Leonard. I win.
Right.
Showmanship is on full display. We have never had protein powder be a part of an intro before. That was a first.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Until the last time they came on with the protein powder.
One half of the team, Inky and the Bray. Making her single.
I feel like wanting to run in slow motion like that classic Jim Kirk.
Rachel, the
Captain Kirk.
And here comes Rachel.
She's calling for quiet. Quiet. She's drinking.
She is having
Don't swear, kids, but whiskey's fine.
Is she pre-hungover?
Alright, so Preston coming out with protein powder, Silvestrini coming out with what appears to be whiskey, and it's a clash of styles and I guess diets here, Ken.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. I'd
You're
rather
more of a whiskey guy.
I'd rather have the whiskey, but I'd rather be ready with the protein powder.
All right, I'm just thinking of those two ingredients together, and it is gross. So let's move on to the rules here in round number 1.
Yeah, can't say I disagree with that one.
8 questions from 8 different corners.
But some random things do actually work well together, like Burt Ends mac and cheese. That is one of the tastiest things I've ever had. Thank you, Delaware State Fair. You made that possible. Then there are some things that don't make sense. Deep fried peanut butter jelly sandwich. Deep fried bubble gum. Deep fried lemonade. I still don't get how that works. Deep fried everything.
If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to repeat it, or you just want to buy yourself another 15 seconds, use a JTE rule.
Deep fried salad. When you want to eat salad, but you're not willing to go the whole 9 yards on eating healthy.
Rachel, how's your mom?
She's good. She sends her love.
Tell her I said hi.
I will.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, Paul. How's your family?
If they ever make deep fried Pepsi,
Fine. Okay.
Oh,
I agree.
You know what? He
Look at
answered
that.
into a microphone, and that's
Yeah.
all I ask of anybody up there.
Never tell any state fair to make a deep fried Pepsi.
Ken and I are ready to go.
I
Let's
will-
get ready
I
to
will
slow
head-
down.
Yay! I will head to that fair and I will smack them all around.
Ken, you have the honor.
Don't mess with perfection.
all right. First
Or
Question
Pepsi.
out of 8 is in the category of action/adventure. Action-adventure. Who directed Romancing the Stone?
I'm getting a romancing the stone vibe from these two competitors, you know.
Oh, okay. I
They kind of show up different styles, maybe. How's this going to work out? And then I think it works out okay in that movie.
I once Romance the Stone was asked to leave Reno.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, going to your race.
I don't know.
That's incorrect.
That is not correct.
Robert Zemeckis.
That is correct. Paul's up for a
Oh, the obvious
Bob
answer.
Zemeckis, the director of Back to the Future and Flight. And we go to your next question.
Yes, that's true. Technically.
Flight's a great
One of his lesser known films, I
movie release
guess.
dates is your next category.
Oh yeah.
Movie release dates. What year saw the release of Braveheart,
Oh.
Heat, and Seven?
The classic Scott Mance in his second match with John Roca. What year was Braveheart released? 1995. 2 points for Scott Mance. Ding!
3, 2, 1. Pens down to you, Mr. Preston.
My birthday and my birth year, as far as you know, 1995.
Wow.
That is correct.
All right.
I was getting ready to say,
Spry,
if your birthday was 1995,
Rachel.
we got problems.
94.
Off by a year.
Oh.
She
So
has
close,
yet
so
to get
close.
on the board, Ken.
I've seen that John Roca Scott Mance rematch
All right.
about as many
First
times
up
as
in
I
the
saw the
category
first
of
match.
Dramas. Who
What year was
plays
Goodfellas
Faye
released?
Aspen
1990.
in
2
Neil
more points for Scott Mance.
Armstrong's
Ding!
2018's first
He didn't know what year the Chipmunks movie came out, though. Damn shame. It would have been 2007, 2009, 2011, or 2015.
5,
Oh,
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We need answers starting with Rachel.
Mickey Mouse Club member himself, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
That's correct.
Gosling.
She's on the board with the point.
Good
Paul.
Canadian kid.
All right, Paul takes a 3-1 lead, though.
All right, Paul Preston.
Yay!
Silver.
I've got
And we
two.
go on to our next
I've got
category,
two.
that is animated movies, and that means it's time to rock. Anyway, these are movies that are drawn by hand or on a computer. The question is,
Where'd that guitar go?
Lion King.
I want it.
What does Hakuna Matata mean?
Oh, wow.
Hakuna Matata means I want that guitar.
Matata?
Where'd that guitar go?
Right.
Farron song, I'll tell you right now.
English translation, I believe, is ass, gas, or grass.
5, 4.
If an asp in the grass is a snake,
Keeper giggle with that.
then why is a grasp in the ass a goose?
Means no worries.
That is correct, sir.
For the rest of your days.
All right, Rachel got
All
a
right.
2. No worries. All
They
right.
both got it.
extra points
Rachel
for me.
has woken up and she is alive and well. 2 points for her. Paul Preston.
Where'd that guitar go?
Throwing a
Do this.
perfect game here, halfway through.
I hope Jeff Jarrett doesn't show up, because then I'm gonna get a
Five in the
face full of
category
guitar.
Fantasy/sci-fi. Fantasy/sci-fi. Which actress stars in the films The Fifth Element, The Fourth Kind, and Resident Evil? A lot of numbers.
No, you were mumbling. I didn't hear a word of what you said.
I'm like Harry Carey, the sixth inning.
Sounded like very
5,
judgy.
4,
Holy cow!
2, 1. Hadaki. Rachel.
Holy cow! A nice,
I can
cold
never say her name.
Budweiser.
Jovanovic.
We can't accept.
not even-
I guess that's the right answer. So I guess my other Rachel, Rachel McAdams, is not
My
correct.
second wife, Mia Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich is correct.
That's right.
Mia
Is
Jovovich.
correct.
That's right.
Sounds like one of them tennis players.
See, knowing Rachel the way I do, I think if she had had a couple more pulls of whiskey, I think she would have spelled that one correct. You're just not quite drunk
What-
enough. Don't try that at home.
What's odd is
Give me a
Paul's
second.
first wife is in the crowd, so that's a
As far as she knows.
All right.
As far as she knows.
Category is
No, that's a classic.
comedies. Ha. And your question is, what
Oh.
90s teen comedy has the tagline, "You never forget your first piece"? In that vein, still waiting for my first piece. Will this be the year?
oh man, remember
Maybe.
back when we didn't
5,
I'd say when the O's win the pennant.
2, 1.
American Pie.
Paul.
American Pie?
That's
Warm
correct.
apple pie. He got
American Pie.
it.
American
As
Pie,
did-
American Pie. 2 questions left. 2
It
questions
seems that the
left.
crowd has broken out in favor of Silverstrini here, Ken. Are you sensing that as well? Because I know you're a Preston guy.
Maybe.
It is, you know,
Maybe.
you know, it is what it is. But hey, look at this.
Or maybe they're rooting for JTH.
Perfect at this point in the game.
No, no one said that. Nobody said that.
Absolutely. Question 7 comes in the category of horror/thriller. Horror/thriller.
Oh,
John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson star in what 2007 film based on a Stephen King story about an author who gets stuck in a haunted hotel room? Haunted hotel room.
You can hang out with one of those two people. Cusack.
That's close because late 90s Cusack was pretty much what my life.
Yeah, but he's always like five. For pining for somebody. I'm going Jackson. I want to play golf.
I don't know. Grand Budapest Hotel?
For answers?
Let's do it, Rachel.
1408.
You got the number
That's
right.
correct.
Did Paul?
I did not.
Oh!
Perfect ground is gone.
Did he have 1,873?
Perfection has crumbled right before our eyes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Will Preston continue to melt under the pressure? It is 6-4. He actually enjoys a.
I don't want anybody to melt.
Last question here in round number 1, and that comes from the realm of coming of age. Coming of age movies. What Wes Anderson film follows young kids Sam Shakusky and Susie Bishop who fall in love in the 1960s?
Well said, sir.
Yeah, it's the H's and the S's.
You know.
Two of the harder letters to pronounce in our alphabet.
It is.
Along with the silent Z, the silent W, and the silent Q.
3, 2, and
I don't know.
1. Pens down, looking for answers. Starting with I can't remember.
Mr. Preston.
Moonrise Kingdom?
That's correct for a point.
He's got 7.
What did you say?
Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonlight Kingdom.
It's
Oh.
Rachel.
So coquette. She
I thought she had it. She looked really confident about that.
But she got Mila Jovovich, and she had Moonlight. It was Moonrise Kingdom. So she clearly is matching with Preston. Just needs to get a little bit drunker, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Cubs have a 7
promoting drunkenness.
And we got the wheel round, Mark.
The Cubs, more Harry Carey.
Justice and a wheel slice for today's match is sponsored by a Schmoedown patron. The sponsored wheel slice is that of young Miss Sandra Bullock. Is the wheel slice that is sponsored?
Holy cow! Check out the kid in sombrero.
Everybody who supports the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. In round number 2, each one of you gets a spin at that thorough wheel that includes Miss Bullock.
That layer wheel.
Whatever category you settle on, you're going to hear 4 questions.
Wheel of death. Gotta pray to the wheel.
For missing a question. However, stealing is available in round.
I've forgotten the rules, so we look at it to make sure.
Multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we promise is correct. At that point, the value of the question does go down to 1 point.
Yep, that's correct.
Favorite here today, but Paul certainly is defeating her at the moment. Round number 1, 7-4. So, Paul, would you like to spin first or defer to Miss Kellerman?
I appreciate those rules, although most people fast forwarded through them. Thank you.
I'm
gonna spin.
I don't. I have a strict job requirement.
He's gonna spin.
Spin from the wheel, not the pegs, and that's a good spin. Solid spin, good rotation. I like what he did there. I really
Don't want to blow out that shoulder.
Taking all that protein.
Did he put enough on it to get past opponent's choice? He did.
Drama.
Pew,
pew, pew.
Such a broad category. One of the
He's
generals.
thinking.
Everything on there is a pretty broad category. Drama, 80s.
He's gonna spin again. A good calm spin there. A good spin.
I think he just went
Action adventure.
Against the wedge known as the Martin Cove wedge.
Absolutely. There, it's gonna pass Dramas.
This could be Spinner's choice though, Ken. He might have got what he wanted.
It is Spinner's choice.
Oh.
Directors. He's pretty confident in that.
Those are people that lots of movies have.
Directors.
Right.
Who directed Jordan Peele's Us?
Paul, I'll be administering your question.
When's that question going to show up?
And we'll be asking Miss Silverstrini hers. You're first of 4 in the world of directors. Who directed Ice Cube and Kevin Hart in 2014's Ride Along?
Ooh, that sounds like a Josh McCoolidge question.
Tim Story?
It is Tim Story for 2 points.
Tim Story?
Good pull.
The Fantastic Four guy?
He pulled it out.
He got there.
All right, your
Wow.
next question. Rob Minkoff and Roger Allers directed what classic Disney animated film?
The Jungle Book.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Options. Oh, what is it?
Multiple choice?
Yeah, multiple
Yeah.
choice.
Those
We can
things.
accept
Options. Give up.
as an
All right.
answer. Your options are: is it A, Aladdin, B, The Little Mermaid, C, The Lion
That's not
King,
classic.
D, Beauty and the Beast?
That did not help.
It at least gave me a certain decade.
Aladdin?
That is incorrect for a 1-point steal, Rachel.
Can I get a repeat, please?
I'll repeat the options. Is
No,
it
the
A,
whole question. I'll use JT.
you'll use the JTE, and I can do that for you as well. Rob Minkoff and Roger Allers directed what classic Disney animated film?
See, it said
Both
classic.
options are A, Aladdin, B,
Classic
The
is supposed to be
Mermaid,
from the
C, The Lion
60s and
King,
before.
Beauty and the Beast.
That was very misleading.
Lion King?
That's a big steal
Big
for
steal,
a point
big steal.
by Rachel. Kind of gets her back to even footing with Paul, as Rachel's
steal.
not gone in round 2 yet. So now we go back to Mr.
Directors.
Preston for 2 more
Disney
questions. Your penultimate question in this category of directors. Christopher McQuarrie has directed how many films in the Mission Impossible series?
2.
2.
2 points.
Correct, 2 points.
Preston
2
back
points.
on the answering
He
train.
I like he takes his time, gives his answer.
All right, your last question in the world of directors. For 2 possible points, Tate Taylor directed what 2011 period drama?
The Help.
2 more points for Paul. He knows his director.
I need help.
Spinner's choice.
Someone
Which
help
category
me.
he thought he was most suited towards.
I'm no
Paid off
good.
there in the
See,
final.
another jab insult at myself.
Rachel Silverstrini, who makes her way to the wheel.
So now I can make fun of anybody else. That's the rules. That's the rules of JTH.
That's true. Pressure on, but she did get that steal. And I
If,
think
if,
that's
if you don't
kinda
like the
key.
rules, then you all just make fun of me.
Cheering for her there. A spin is in, spin is in. We're coming around
Gotta
the
get past that
bend.
opponent's choice.
And it is Spielberg movie.
Spielberg movies.
Spielberg movie.
How much Dan Murrow
He was
are
a
you?
director in the 1960s. She's spinning away.
The 60s?
Someone made
Yeah,
reference to
classic
John
animated
Hughes.
film, 60s. And then you run off a bunch of 90s.
Oh, this could be Disney film.
Disney,
Oh,
she's
son
got
of
it,
a bee.
she's got it.
Son of a...
That is
son of a
what
boy.
Silvestrini has hung her
Disney.
hat on.
We were just talking about it.
Here in the studio and at after hours undisclosed bar locations, Rachel will loudly proclaim how good she is at Disney trivia know-how. We're about to see how she does under the white-hot spotlight of the movie trivia show.
All right, be careful when you proclaim to be an expert in something. That's why I lost the salad bar contest at Sizzler last month. All right.
I
4
brag about being
questions.
bad,
1.
and I'm always
Which
right about
Disney
that.
princess comes from Andalasia?
Andalasia? Rapunzel?
5, 4, 3.
Multiple
2.
choice.
A. Rapunzel. B. Aurora. C. Belle. D. Giselle.
Giselle.
That's correct for a point.
I did not know that that was a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shame on you then, Mark.
Animated film features the song "Following the Leader."
Peter Pan.
Peter
That's
Pan.
correct for 2
Yeah.
points.
All right,
2
Rachel's starting to turn it
points,
on here.
starting
She
to
can
get
pull to
back in
within
there.
1 of Paul Preston if she gets these last 2 correct without multiple choice.
All right. What 90s film was Disney's live-action remake of one of its earlier animated feature films and starred Carrie Elwes, Lena Headey, and Sam Neill?
How many live action remakes did they make in the 90s? I remember 101 Dalmatians,
5,
but that's about
4,
it.
Multiple.
3. A. Alice in Wonderland. B. Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. C. 101 Dalmatians. D. The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Jungle Book.
That is correct. That is correct. 1
Oh.
point
That's a
there.
well
Keeps
that's
pace.
somebody
I didn't know there
who
was a
knows
90s Jungle
maybe
Book
not sure the
remake.
Answer, but circling around and well played by Silvestrini.
Absolutely. Sometimes you go to the second or third receiver when you're going downfield there.
Ken
All
going
right.
from baseball to football.
All right.
Yeah,
Final question,
we
Rachel.
went from baseball to
Which
football.
animated film
We went
includes
from
the
bad team to
song
bad
The
team.
Best of Friends. A lot of songs.
Oh, they're the best of friends. That's not how the song goes, I'm sure. I actually don't know this.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple.
A, The Fox and the Hound. B, Oliver and Company. C, Tarzan. D, Lilo and Stitch.
Fox and the Hound.
That's correct for a point. That's correct for a point.
All right, so Rachel knows her Disney.
That sounds like a Jeremy Adams made question, because he loves Fox and the Hound.
Did narrow the gap from an 8-point lead after Paul was done with round number 2.
Smart Jeremy will do anything to get a Fox and the Hound question in there.
To round number 3.
Right.
Round number 3 works as thus. Each competitor is going to hear 3 questions. These questions could be from any corner of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Know-How Galaxy. The way we get the question is you give us 3 numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different genre of film. The first question asked you is worth 2 points. The next one's worth 3 points. The last one should we
Pick 2.
is worth 5
Pick 2, please.
points.
You know who you are. I won't say who it is because I don't want to spoil the end of the match.
You will give us your series of numbers first. What feels lucky?
4, 7, 12.
Not quite there.
12, going both evens and
Yeah!
All right. Big numbers, big numbers, big numbers.
All right, Rach, how about you?
I'm going to go with my dad's birthday, 926.
Yay! Pick 2. She picked 2. Yay!
All right.
Rachel's dad born in 926 AD, the year of our Lord.
Still looks good.
Oh!
All right, so
Oh, so
you are
mean.
2 and
You're
7
so
for,
mean.
While Rachel
Can't
gets
you tell
her
you're
question
mean?
series at least initiated first. Rachel, I'll be asking you your questions. So you selected number 9 for your first.
Number 9, number 9, number 9.
And up here at the answer that corresponds.
That's alright, that was me choking myself.
Fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. And your question for 2 points. What 1994 film finds an archaeologist played by James Spader going on an intergalactic mission through a portal?
I was just about to submit a question about this movie, Stargate.
Points.
I was about to submit an exact same question similar to that for next month.
For your next question, we're staying with you.
Oh well, I guess I'll just have to think of something else.
For your 3-point question.
Drat.
And that question is
Drat.
up here to new releases.
New.
Movies released in the last 18
And
months available.
new releases.
And your question is, who plays Mary Stuart in Mary, Queen of Scots?
Margot Robbie.
Incorrect. Looking
Incorrect.
for Saoirse Ronan.
Ooh.
It was one of the 2.
Ronan.
Sure, sure.
Very tough name, but and there's like 900 Mary, Queen
Yeah,
Mary
there's a lot.
projects going on at
There's a
all
lot.
times. So
There's a lot. I once
Yeah.
got lost in the Queen Mary down on Long Beach.
tough to
Yeah.
keep track. That's a hard vote.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Rachel, you do now find yourself trailing Paul by 1, and your 5-pointer is what's left. So.
Come on, Rachel.
Force Paul's
You
hand,
picked
or
2, you gotta win.
you missed it, Paul wins
Come on,
by
Rachel.
way of technical knockout.
Oh dear, we can't have that.
And that corresponds to romantic comedies.
Ooh.
Romantic.
She said she knows that.
And your question. In 2007's Waitress, who plays Dr. Jim Pomatter, the new doctor who starts an affair with the already pregnant Jenna?
Never heard of Waitress. Never heard of Jim
Replaying the movie.
Pomatter.
In her brain.
The Doctor. I know the Doctor.
5,
That's
4,
that's David Tennant.
2,
Repeat.
I can do that for you. In 2007's Waitress, who plays Dr. Jim Pomatter, the new doctor who starts an affair with
I'm gonna say David Tennant because he's the Doctor.
Plays Captain Mal. He's in Castle.
Working through. Gonna need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Final one.
In 2007's Waitress, who plays Dr. Jim Pomatter, the new doctor who starts an affair with the already pregnant Jenna?
This is the moment. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Nope.
And
Oh. 2 has failed you. I just made a new line. Either pick 2 you win, or 2 has failed you.
She knew the accent. She just couldn't quite get the name to the forefront of the microphone. Hats off to Paul Preston for taking a hard-fought W here. They both showed their breadth of knowledge, is what we talked about at the top of the show.
Oh, got a ticker. Boop, boop, boop. JTH's pick 2 and you win philosophy destroyed.
And then Rachel just getting a
Thanks,
tough slate
ticker.
of questions to kick off round 3, and it ends up with a Paul Preston TK.
Okay,
Your thoughts?
I feel better.
Look, Paul didn't even need to answer third round questions, but like you said, I think he put the pressure on, almost had a perfect first round. Rachel, so close so many times, whether it was pronunciations.
It was
spellings.
That close.
It was I'm
Pronunci, nonci, nunciations.
That's a deep cut, tough one, but
they are the nation. Pronunciation. Boom, dum, da, boom, boom. Nation. Pronunciations.
With our own Jen Sturger. Jen, the floor is yours.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Rachel. Rachel, you befell yourself to the Riley curse today. It's like even when you get a category that you just know inside and out, you can still just get those deep pulls that you just go, ah.
It was a little rough. They did step up their Disney questions. I will say that. Kudos, Chris. But yeah, it was a good match, and I just had some brain farts. I did not come into this as ready as I really wanted to be.
Do you think the whiskey hurt?
No, the whiskey helps. It was
okay.
it was the sleep deprivation and the exhaustion and
That'll
stress.
do it.
That's fun.
Writer's
really
block.
helps you learn.
So, how did you feel about Paul's play?
Paul played well. Yeah, he
Were you surprised?
No, I mean, he performed very well in our first match, and I mean, he got that perfect first round for our first match, and I was really excited to go after him again. I just happened to not perform as much as well as I thought I was going to.
You're still a young player in this league. You're still learning the ropes. You know what I mean? So, what do you think you could do differently going forward?
Sleep. Honestly, you can't sleep enough.
Count that, honestly.
No, I honestly knew Nathan Fillion. He is one of my favorite human beings. I love his stuff, but all of his characters kept coming to the forefront, and I just had a dream mover
You're like,
moment.
I don't need your characters. I need your name.
I was like, yeah, it was bad. But yeah, I need to study a little bit more. I just started a new job. It's fun, and all the stresses and stuff. You just need to put that away and be able to focus on this.
Yeah, Inky in the Brain has faced some really tough competitors. Now you've faced a tough competitor in singles. What's it going to take to get you into the tournament?
Which one? Because I want both. I would really love to fight for our team. I think that Devin and I have a lot to prove. I think that we have just hit our stride, and we're starting to get better and better.
And your misses have been near misses.
Oh, all of our matches have been the closest matches in history, I think. Like 1-2 point misses, like that's it. Like we just literally need to improve our round 3, and then we're fine. For every single one of our matches, we would have been great.
I think those are everyone's famous last words. If only round 3.
Yeah, but then corruption wouldn't be here, so.
Fair point.
Oh.
Well, tough loss today. Hope to see you around again soon. I'm sure
Me
we'll
too.
work something out.
Yeah,
We'll get you back
any
into
match they
this.
want to throw me, I'm in.
You heard it here, guys. And we're back with the movie, guys. Paul, that was a great match. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it's a heck of a match out there. You know, Rachel and I, we've squared off before, obviously, with Adam and with Devon there, but I think we know who the brain is in Icky and the Brain. It's Devon. I think he's got now a history of being the brain out there. But I was happy to jump in there today. And
well, he was the brain.
I want to take Disney away from her. So I get directors, and then I get a Disney director question. And she stole the point on that. So, yeah, but hey, still, did pretty well. Happy to get the wheel going my favor. It never happens.
Yeah, opponent's choice is always a tough one to get, but spinner's choice is like, I mean,
the world is your oyster.
the world exactly. That
Exactly.
totally the wheel will
Unless you don't like oysters,
determine your fate.
well, then you're screwed.
99% of the time in these type matches. So when you got Disney,
But
were you
oysters
ki-
are
was- when you
delicious.
got Disney, were you kind of surprised at the level
Raw.
of difficulty she had?
Yeah, those were rough. You know, she seemed like me over there when she was answering the Disney questions. You know, and I've worked at Disney, you know, and I've done some stuff over there.
Like as a tour
But-
guide or something?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, undisclosed things, NDA type stuff.
On your
Working
left,
real close
you
with
see a
them on
giraffe.
high-profile projects that I can't,
Like running
I
the
can't
Dumbo
mention.
ride.
Yeah, but it involves just taking over the world. But still, it went great. I was happy to come out on top, basically, in the end. The wheel is everything, man. The wheel is everything, and I was happy it went my way today.
So now you get a chance to be in the tournament. How are you feeling about that?
Well, look, there's a movie out there called The Professor and the Madman. I don't know if you know this movie. It stars Sean Penn and Mel Gibson. Believe it or not, Mel Gibson doesn't play the madman. However, I think I want to make that movie come to life right here at the Schmoedown. I'll be the madman. Lon Harris, you be the professor.
Whoa. You want to take on Lon Harris.
He's a guy.
Have you watched Lon Harris play?
Yeah, he watched movies. I've watched movies. Listen, movies are the greatest export America has. Without movies, we wouldn't have amazing things like movie projectors or movie theaters or movie screens. I've watched them just like he has. So he studies them. Yeah, I retain everything on the first view. Done. I'll take on Lon Harris. Not a problem.
Better up your protein intake. Alex is going to love you cleaning up that floor, by the way.
Listen, I do what I have to do to win, and clearly it worked.
And I've got our own special energy drink, Uva Balls. He's going to be pumped up with Uva Balls, and this is going to go nuts.
We are not sponsored by Uva Balls.
All right, just me.
We are.
Back to the desk.
All right, well, Ken, you see
This
that?
match
I
in
mean,
reality
it's like
was
to have
sponsored
in the
by
league, and two
Sweaty
teams
Balls
playing anywhere from a competition
and
standpoint.
Shiny Balls and
Silver
Jingle
certainly a great
Balls
personality. I
and
think that
Christmas
people should realize
Balls
how much he knows
and
about movies and not just limited
Balls.
to Disney films. You look at Paul Preston. This guy,
Beach
I know
balls,
that he was
rubber
backing
balls.
early, so the movie guy's not the best debut as they lost Inky the Brain. He gets some measure of revenge here today.
Ball State.
How far can he go in the singles league? And maybe
Lucille
I think
Ball.
he's got a lot of knowledge across many genres. He's a tall, strapping lad, and I think he can come in here and really show what he's capable of going forward in singles matches. But, the movie guys as a team, I wouldn't count them out either.
Yeah, we might have to work on his intro because I can still smell whey protein powder. Chocolate mocha flavor, I believe, is what he threw.
Oh, that smells like heaven.
Is your final score. Thank you guys for watching this edition of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Make sure you check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Select which tier is right for you. You can check us out in audio form on our podcast, wherever you download podcasts. Thanks to our good friends at Himalaya.
Two first round match. Gotta change that. That's not true. That's not true.
Get tickets for any live Schmoedown event at the Schmoedownlive.com. For celebrated author of Why We Love Star Wars, Ken Knapsack, I am Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. Ken, say goodnight.
Good night, friends. Good night.
All right, let's run everybody off because there's not as many names as usual, but it helps to run them all off. Thank you, the movie guys, and Rachel, and Jen, and Mark, and Ken, and I think that was it. That's actually it. 6 people in the whole video. So that was fun, entertaining. Paul Preston, gets his redemption and revenge. I was trying to say revenge first, and then redemption came out. That's typical JTH. So, fear not. Hope that didn't get affected on the video. I'll find out afterwards. So, unfortunately, the 2 failed you, Rachel, and I'm sorry, and I apologize. It's going to be interesting. I actually forgot to bring this up before. Another reason why this is going to be a fun, entertaining match is because Rachel and Paul are actually pretty active on the Facebook page, so I'm sure that they're going to, pop up every now and then when this match shows up. So it'll be interesting to see how the vibes will be between those 2 and the fans and the reactors, and the good reactors, and then me, who is not a good reactor. Don't believe what Christian said that one time. So it's fun to see some new players get into the singles division right before the tournament shows up, and then Paul Preston dares to issue a challenge to the professor. It's like, man, it's a risky play. I know that Lon's focused on teams. I know he's got his mind set on potentially getting back in singles. I mean, it's been a while since he actually played in the singles league. It was actually all the way back when he played Bibiani, and that was like, good Lord, when was that? That was about 4 or 5 months ago. It's been a long time since that happened. Still remember that wonderful Purge entrance that Bibiani did. That was, God, that was brilliant, lovely. But yeah, Lon has not played in a singles match since then, which is actually kind of surprising. Which actually debunks my hopes of what I thought was going to happen. That Robert Meyer Burnett was going to use his power as the commissioner to make JTE and Lon Harris play each other, in the first round matchup, which actually record-wise would actually make sense because I think they're both 500. But apparently they have other plans. They want to go a different route, and that's fine. It's I do have a feeling that at some point or another, JTE and Lon Harris will probably end up playing each other at some point within the next calendar year. I have a stinking feeling that will probably happen. However, the storyline perceives it to play out, that remains to be seen. But yeah, I think JTE Lon Harris is a match that we will see sooner rather than later. Not a matter of if, just a matter of when. So that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Always watch their content first. It is the right thing to do. Follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. Post all my reactions to that channel. And follow the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown content, the Facebook page, Twitter page at the Schmoedown, the official website, TriviaST.com, and become a Patreon member if you can. It goes a long way to help and support the show. So until next time, I will see you next week for, I believe, the Interdictum 3-way match they promoted in the last reaction video. Chandru, David Moore, and this new debuting Viking character that we are not too familiar with. So, going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So, I will see you then. This is JTH. Thank you for watching, and I bid you adieu.